God is great them all the time. Back to refrain. Give us this day our daily bread. May all the world be clothed and fed. I said, give us this day our daily bread. May all the world be clothed and fed. Preach it. Everything, everything, everybody, everybody, every day, every day. God is giving to us. That's right. Yeah. Word to your mama. She's a good girl. You know, God even gives good stuff to evil people. What? Even when they're not praying for it. Wow. That's how good God is. Amen.
Is that a little better beat?
Isn't that your favorite song?
It's one of the ones that we play. Well, I don't have that many religious songs that have any kind of a, real beat to them or anything. So we listen to this one quite often. Yeah,
He's got a lot of favorite songs.
that's true. There's a lot of songs that I like, but that's just one that sort of tickles my fancy, as they say. Anyway, so we're talking about religion, the old days.
You know, all of a sudden now I'm starting to hear an echo.
An echo? Huh.
Yeah.
Kenny Vance.
I'm echoing and you're echoing.
That's not a good thing. We haven't changed anything. Didn't change any settings from what I know. I don't know. Let me see if there's anything that looks strange in the equipment. No, everything looks. No, I didn't change anything. I wouldn't even know where it's coming from.
No worries.
Well, last time we did that, then it wound up sounding horrible on with the broadcast. So I don't know. Hopefully not. Is it a bad echo or?
Mine is a bad echo. It's like a delay. Like I'll talk and then I'll hear myself talk again.
Okay. You want to hang up and I'll call you back? Maybe it'll get better?
I was going to say, either you call me back or I'll call you back.
Oh, well, I don't know your number, so why don't you just call me back? All right?
All right, I'll call you right back.
Thank you. Lisa.
All right.
All right. And that's the end of Lisa. And Mark, you sleeping?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, at least he has the courtesy of not snoring.
No, I wouldn't do that on the air.
Would you know it if
you only at home.
Would you know it if you started snoring?
No.
Okay, because I know I don't. My wife says I snore when I drive sometimes.
I hate to think that you had your eyes closed.
No, she says
Although I told you about the time I took my daughter back to UMass and couldn't keep my eyes open.
Okay? We've got Elisa back.
How does it sound, Elisa?
It's much better.
All right.
Okay.
There's my echo.
Oh, well.
Maybe you should try making your volume lower.
No worries.
She's on a phone, Mark.
Oh.
All right, I just did.
But she could even on the phone, she could make the volume lower.
Yeah, it doesn't work though because I can hear you.
Yeah, that's no good. We'll have to see if we hear it afterwards. But anyway, do you think people, the whole point of the show, 30 years ago, we were both going, or even 4 years ago or more, you were going to, no, well, not you, but, you were going, 40 years ago, you were young. You were young enough to go to synagogue, right?
Yeah.
No,
Uh-huh.
Lisa. And do you think things have changed a lot, the way the services are conducted or the way the people behave?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not, I mean, you don't have those old time Jewish rabbis teaching. I mean, everything is so modern now. And it's so much more laid back now. I mean, I remember you had to get dressed up, you had to wear certain materials, certain clothing, certain shoes to go into temple. And it's really not like that anymore.
Mark, did you have the
I
same
mean,
experience?
especially Reform.
Well,
When you
yeah,
go to a Reform temple, they're wearing jeans, they wear shorts. The prayers are not as, I
Well,
mean, nothing is as strict as it was back 40 years ago.
well, but don't forget, first of all, there were fewer Reformed temples 40 years ago. But, I mean, in a Reformed temple, the whole purpose is that the services are in English and in Hebrew. And they sort of tone down the
Right, and
Hebrew part.
I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying generally now, Reform and conservative, it's not like it was 40 years ago.
do you think more people used to go 40 years ago to church or a synagogue than they do now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, on the Jewish side, again, it's not as strict as it was. Like back 40 years ago, you had to get up Saturday morning. You had to go to temple with your family. Other than being a Hasidic or Syrian Jews, who really go every week, it's totally different now. In the Catholic side, I can tell that not many parishioners go anymore because a lot of churches are being closed down or churches are merging. Why? Because they don't have their followers anymore. They don't have parishioners coming either every week or they're just leaving the church for whatever reason.
I agree with you. I just think things have definitely, people are just not going as much. That I don't think they're as religious as they used to be. And
Well, keep in mind, it's different situations and different issues. Like growing up, when I was growing up, it wasn't that you had to worry about all these killings or the gay community, let's say. Everything's open now. It's more of a laid-back society.
yeah,
But yet, there are people that turn away. There are people that are supportive. So it's like people being supportive for different things, but they're not being supportive for their own religion. Because religion, it's like no one would get into religion 40 years ago because it's too much of a issue.
yeah, I guess, yeah. That's true. What else do I want to ask you? Now I know like when we were going to church many years back, like you said, things were so much different. Kids were all dressed up. They'd be they'd be going as whole families, and the churches would be just packed. Now I don't think they're as busy as they used to be. And like you said, the churches are closing. Well, Roman Catholic, I don't know about other churches, but Roman Catholic churches are closing, and I think part of it has to do with the churches are not, well, not so much the synagogues. The churches are just not changing with the times fast enough, I don't think.
Well, it's that, and it's also people are moving out of areas. Like in Staten Island, for instance, my church just recently merged with another church because the other church closed. They just didn't have enough parishioners.
Yeah, there's just not as many people going, and I think a lot has to do with
Well,
I think a lot has to do with the monetary reasons. The church always looking for money, and a lot of people just can't
well,
afford
no,
it.
it was always that way. You know, the church always
It
stipulated
was always, I
how
mean,
much.
I get an envelope, every month I get an envelope sent to my house with a bunch of envelopes in it that I'm supposed to bring every week. And I think they say it's supposed to be like 10% of your salary is supposed to go
Well,
to your church or synagogue.
well,
No, what I
that goes back to feudal times. It used to be a tithe. A
no, but what
tithe
I'm
meant
saying,
10%.
yeah, no, what I was trying to say is I think a lot of people may not be going to church because they don't have the money to donate, and they're probably embarrassed because they're going to get picked on by the church, and
Well,
they're
it
not
doesn't,
go at all.
you know, the church can stipulate whatever they want. People are going to give what they can afford. If they can't afford it,
Exactly.
so they
You
give what
give,
they
and
can.
my church is not, I mean, yes, they ask for money, but they don't ask for their handouts all the time. They understand there are families out there that just can't afford it, and they give whatever they can. Look, there's an envelope that Samantha has to give in just for herself. And every week we put $1 in it. And she puts it in the basket when it comes around. I don't put in my envelope. In my church, they know what I'm going through. You know, they know that I'm not working, and they know that I just can't afford it, and they don't ask me, and they're fine with it. Look, they let Samantha go to CCD this whole year without paying.
That's
I'm
nice.
supposed to pay $125 every year for her to go to CCD,
Well, that's nice.
Well,
but they wouldn't take my money this year.
I remember when the boys were going to Hebrew school, especially toward the end when they were practicing for their bar mitzvah. But it used to be, Ellen and I like to call it pay to pray. Okay, you had to make sure that your dues were paid up because your kids were in Hebrew school, and you had to make sure the Hebrew school dues were paid up. You know, but back in the day, I'm talking about when I was a kid. The only time money was ever mentioned was Yom Kippur. There used to be an envelope on everybody's chair, and people would pledge. They wouldn't put money into it because you weren't obviously allowed to carry money on Yom Kippur. But there was a slip that you had to check off in advance how much you were contributing. Now, I'm 66 years old, so let's say 55 to 60 years ago, if somebody was giving the equivalent of chai, which is 18, that was considered quite a bit. You know, a nice contribution would be like $50. You know, but what used to get me was that they would actually announce the family name and how much they were contributing. To me, I mean, that's like nobody's business. How much you're giving. It's almost like buying your way into heaven. Okay, that was one of the things I used to find wrong.
Let me say, didn't you also have to buy a seat for the high holidays?
Yes. Being a member of the
And it was
synagogue,
like $200?
Well, it depends what kind of synagogue.